Another day in farming, another scamming farming. And sometimes I do wonder, how comes that farmers never learn? How comes that farmers don't realize the silly mistakes that they do? How comes farmers don't know how easily they are conned and how their money just goes down the drain? I mean, I came across this story done by NTV about farmers from Nyeri, Laikipia, Kenyaga, Muranga, Embu, and even some parts of Meru. Farmers who were lured to do rumex farming with hope that 1 kg of the product, the leaves now, and even maybe the seeds, will be bought at an average price of 10,000 shillings. But the farmers had to buy seedlings each at 2,000 shillings. And there's this farmer who said that she got a loan of around 60,000 shillings, bought around 30 seedlings, then planted, and now that they are almost harvested, the office of this NGO that had and was training them is now closed down. They're not answering their phones. And I wondered, like, how do farmers never learn? How do farmers continue making similar mistakes over and over and over again? Yes, and sometimes we feel as if we can take them and put them in a sack and beat them, but you won't do that. You just let them learn the hard way, but all the same, in the spirit of enlightening each other, these are the same con and the strategies that some of these NGOs use, manipulate farmers with the narrative of how the farmers will make a lot of money out of it, and at the end they know that it's not true. Otherwise, actually, someone told me, if you've ever met someone, and especially a millionaire, who is charging you $1 million to train you on how to make $1 million, then your subscription fee is that $1 million that he is making. In short, if the deal is too good to be true, most of the cases it's not true. Yes, because think from this perspective, there is this crop, there is high market, I've got the market, and I can manage to sell a kg at 10,000 shillings. So what will I do? Will I go tell other farmers? No. What will I do? I will find a land and I will do mass production. And that's what people do. In business world, you identify the problem, you identify the solution, you solve the solution, and you make money out of it. So there's no way that someone has identified the problem, has the solution, but he cannot manage to implement it. He wants to take the advantage of the farmers. In short, you farmers, what this organization was doing was just selling you these seedlings. That was their product. They knew there is nowhere they were going to take this byproduct from, but naively they manipulated the farmers. And their game is almost the same. It's almost a similar script. Yes, from that ages of where people were told that chameleons have a market and people were in forest looking for chameleons. The first ones, yes, they sold. Majority, 90%, they were left in chameleons and they had to let them in forest. And number two, it came to quails farming. Hey, people dashed to it. They did massive investments. The first beginners of it, they sold the eggs massively. But when the market was at the boom, most farmers, what did they do? They just let the birds fly into the air and they closed that chapter. Oh, have we not mentioned rabbit farming? Yes. I met this NGO in Nakuru. Actually, it was in Balingo. And they told me that I found them with around 20 cartons of rabbit urine. And they told me they were in this chama that they were trained on how to rear rabbits, and then they would in return sell urine to this organization, and then they would be paid. In the first month it was so, and at that time they were only charged subscription fee to join this NGO. But with time, as more demand grew, they also raised the subscription fee from around 2,000 to 10,000. And then 2 months to raising the subscription fee to 10K, the NGO vanished and farmers lost their money. And you know, at these cases it's very hard because it was not done at gunpoint. You know, it's just that they identified and they manipulated. And how they do it's very simple. They target their bit rural areas. So it also happens sometimes in the urban areas, but rural areas are mostly the target regions. Then they identify the influencers in the region. They will find the chamas, they will find the church leaders, and then they will start talking to them. They will even go ahead and establish like a model farm in one of the members. They will go ahead and even purchase several stock and purchase, of course, several products from this in the first rounds. And then in a spirit of convincing others, And you farmers, when you see, you will hear from others saying, oh, I delivered my 10 kg, as it was the case with Remex. Few farmers delivered. Actually, there was a guy who was saying he delivered 7 kgs and he was paid 70,000. And he thought, well, it's time to expand. And I think he used those 70 kg to 70,000 to buy another seedlings from the same organization and expand. And then when he started the product, and then they were nowhere to be seen. So this is the whole script, and they target these people from the rural areas, the mothers from chamas, the mothers tend to have the influence, and the church leaders and all that. And ultimately, at the end, when they have recovered their money, and most farmers have done it, and there is massive production, and people will start asking questions, they just vanish. And it's the scheme that has happened even with most of these merry-go-rounds, these jamas, these small micro circles. You find that you just find like a small office. So farmers, after saving, then one morning you find the circle was closed and they all vanished. So it's something that keeps repeating them. I just wonder is how farmers easily get conned. Bottom line is, this promise that you can make millions in farming, I don't know where it came from. It's a lie, and it cannot happen overnight. It's a gradual process. It takes time. It takes time. It takes a lot of energy. And if the money that they will tell you that you will make is true, then themselves, that's what they will be making. Yes. And that's why most of these fascist schemes ends up to fail. At times, if you find and come across some of these members at that time, if you try to tell them they're being conned, they're being manipulated, they will tell you, oh, so and so, he was even paid, he showed us, so it's true, But in the end, you yourself, you understand that it's a scheme to take their money, sell the seedlings, and then you go. Yeah. So, Poleni, for the farmers from that part of Mount Kenya region, I'm sorry. I do hope next time you'll also tend to learn. For those who have rumex, the best thing you can do is just put them and plant something else there. Okay, let me see you next.